Hi everyone, I'm Jim, and today I'm going to review Limp Bizkit Still Sucks, released last year on Halloween 2021. Let's begin. Here's how I'm going to rate the entire album. First, individual songs. I will start with instruments, then go on to vocals, structure, meaning, production, replayability, and final score for each song, and at the end the whole album. So let's move back here to Wikipedia. As we know, Still Sucks was released last year. It was in development hell for quite a bit. The first title of the album was Stampede of the Disco Elephants. The final product was released by Sheraton and produced by Fred Durst, this little beautiful gentleman right here, and Zach Cervini. It's the guy that produces Poppy. Here's the final tracklist that we've gotten, but before that we had 4 other singles: Lights, Ready to Go, Thieves, which is a Ministry cover, and Endless Slaughter. From these 4 ones I would recommend checking out Endless Slaughter, it's the best one. The worst one is probably Lights, but actually Lil Wayne part in Ready to Go might be even worse. So, critical response was mostly positive, people really enjoyed this album, and the background of it is that they've recorded another album but then lost the recordings in the fire or something. It was like 2017 or 18, I don't actually remember. What I know is that Ross Robinson, the guy with whom they've made their first record, and the 5th one, the Unquestionable Truth Part 1, sadly he's not producing here, so I guess those songs are all gone and removed, which is a bummer for sure. There is one important thing that I need to mention here: the fact that this album is only 32 minutes long, which is actually almost the shortest one. Apparently nowadays this is recognized as a EP, which is like half an album or something, but I was alive back then and I've actually bought this, and it was not advertised as an EP, it was actually an album, and it's only 2 minutes shorter, as you can see. So yeah, that's what I had to clarify at the beginning of this review, is that I consider this an album, same as Still Sucks. Now we can move on to the actual review. Let's begin here. The first song we have is Out of Style, which, as you can see, was written by all the band members. The first part is instruments. Everything was great here actually, so let's just type in great. Vocals, I mean Freddie D sounds fresh as usual, so I guess we can also say great. Now structure. Structure is a typical pop structure, you know. We have verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. That's it basically, so yeah. You can type in typical, nothing too fancy, nothing progressive. Meaning, it's a typical song for Limp Bizkit about, yeah, we're here, we're going to rock the party. And you know, our music is out of style, but because of that we sound fresh. This is basically the meaning. All of the songs have the same production, which is actually clean, sharp, everything sounds great. Maybe a little bit too polished for my taste, but it sounds great on stereo, headphones. I didn't have any problem listening to this stuff, so yeah, it's great. Now, replayability. Out of Style, I've heard this song around 30 times already, so yes. And the final score I would give it is 9 out of 10. Dirty Rotten Biscuit. Here it's the same thing, instruments are great, hard, loud, right now, hard out right now. It's terrible, I cannot stand it. Yeah, the verses are great, he's like rapping, he's angry. And when he starts singing, it's not great like in Rearranged or It'll Be Okay. No. It's a different technique, the poppy one. It's hard for me to explain it because English is not my first language. It's a third one, but If you're gonna hear the song, you're gonna know what I am talking about. And meaning of the song, yeah, we're old, blah blah blah, but we're still hard and loud, that's basically it. So as usual, the meaning is not significant, it's okay, this is basically how I rate Dirty Rotten Biscuit. Let's move on to that vibes. I would say it's average instruments, vocals are okay, structure is bad. Nothing ever changes in this song actually. It was the first single released from the album and I did not enjoy it. It's too simple for my taste. I don't know, do I even have to focus or any meaning here? It's like old. We are old. It's an average track, 5 out of 10. Now we have the fourth one. Instruments are there any instruments? It's a rap song, so I guess let's say average. Structure non-existent, I would say, so I just say bad. So Freddie D raps here about that he's a king of nu metal or new metal, depends on how you pronounce it. I always say nu metal because it sounds better, because it's not new anymore. It has like 28 years or something. You're not new, you're new. I would give this one a 6 out of 10. I should have mentioned at the beginning of the video that I have listened to this album like 30 or 40 times, because when I see these reviews about people just listening to the album like 2 or 5 times, I'm like, hell no bro, the more you listen to something, the better you know it, and some albums sound great at the first listening, but after a while they sound very boring or you don't want to hear them anymore. This album actually sounded really bad on my first try, but the more I've listened to it, the less angry I was with it. The fifth song is Don't Change, it's a cover. I am not going to spend any minute on this song, let's move on to the next one, which for some reason I've seen many people enjoy and I don't know why. So why am I giving the instruments, vocals and structure bad? Because the song sounds very disconnected. The verses are very like mellow and calm, while the choruses are about screaming and heavy guitars, distortion and all of that, but it just doesn't click, it doesn't sound good. Sometimes when you combine stuff, it sounds like it was always meant to be, but this one sounds like two songs thrown in together and they both fucking suck. I guess this song is my least favorite one because it has potential. I really like the heavy parts, but they just sound so disconnected from the other half of the song. The seventh one is Love the Hate. Meaning is actually interesting in Love the Hate. It's Freddie D making fun of his haters and him actually being self-conscious about the role he has in the band and in the world. So yeah, most of the Limp Bizkit haters actually are just metalheads, you know. I've met some of them, it's like they say, I only listen to black metal or death metal. But they were listening to Limp Bizkit as kids or teenagers and now they are just shitting on the band and like telling you, oh, I never heard this shit, I've never known about it. But we all know you're fake. Like, how can you be embarrassed by a band called Limp Bizkit? Like, who is going to take this seriously even? You should be embarrassed by lying to your loved ones, or I don't know, beating innocent people or children, indoctrinating kids with religion. This is the stuff that you can be embarrassed about. Being embarrassed by Limp Bizkit is like being embarrassed of being able to breathe. It doesn't fucking matter. So yeah, this song is actually really funny. I really like the line about Eminem, because Freddie D and Eminem had a beef back in the past. They made a song together. Anyways, Eminem was not happy and he made a diss track about Freddie D on the album Devil's Night by D12. Go check it out. Yes, it has replayability because it's actually funny. I would give this one a 7 out of 10. Barnacle. Instruments, I can just say Nirvana. vocals are good. I guess it's about, you know, toxic people just being in your life and just annoying you. So I would give this one an 8 out of 10. Now it's Empty Hall, and this song has some melodies that were used in a Bring Me the Horizon song a couple of years back. I don't remember the title, but you can figure it out, you have internet. This song actually reminds me kinda of Alice in Chains. Pill Popper. Now this is an interesting track. Finally we have some Wes Borland guitars again. He's mostly absent in Empty Hall, then in Love the Hate, Turn It Up Bitch. There's very little Wes Borland on this album, and it actually hurts the overall experience of the record. So yeah, Pill Popper is about being addicted to medicine. Also it sounds funny because Freddie D is portraying an old grandpa or something, so him screaming "give me my medicine" is, you know, very sarcastic. I'm gonna give this one 7 out of 10. Now Snacky Poo. He's like a cousin of Scooby-Doo that is retarded. Structure is none. It's just a loop. It's a song where just Freddie D is talking about Limp Bizkit, making some remarks to previous albums, and at the end we have a funny discussion. It's an interview with Wes Borland, and he says his favorite bands or something like Godspeed You, Black Emperor. Limp Bizkit is a nu metal band, but they can listen to different types of music, you know? Like, I mostly listen to technical death metal, but I also listen to Limp Bizkit. Limitations are fucking stupid, so don't do them. Better to expand your horizons. Like I am trying to learn English by doing these videos and start sounding actually interesting. So yeah, this song is retarded, I don't want to hear it ever again. It's a really bad rap song. Actually, I would love this song to be removed. With You Bring Out the Worst in Me, because we already have Turn It Up Bitch as a rap track, we don't need another one. And the final song on the album is called Goodbye. Vocals are great also, which is a surprise. Structure, typical pop structure. Meaning, yes. Replayability, yes. And this is going to be a surprise for you, but this is the best song on the record for me, which is a blasphemy because it's not even a rock song, it's a pop song, but I love it actually. The lyrics are about a relationship that is ending because the other side was lying to the guy or the girl in the story. I was surprised by Freddie D because he really sings great here, which is like the total opposite of like Dirty Rotten Biscuit, where the chorus sounds like an abortion. So the final verdict for the album, instruments overall, they are so-so. I was actually surprised by how little guitars there were in the music. Instruments are mostly simple or made by a computer, so let's say average. Vocals range from really bad to really good, so it's average as well. Structure is mostly typical. There are not many songs written by the entire band. Like, you only have 3 songs written by the entire band. The first 2 and Pill Popper. It's self-aware about its existence. Limp Bizkit know that people hate them and that most of metalheads consider them a joke, but they just don't give a fuck. Replayability. It's average. Basically, it depends on the songs. Like, I will be coming back to Out of Style, Goodbye, Barnacle, Love the Hate, Turn It Up Bitch, Empty Hall, but I will not be listening to Don't Change or You Bring Out the Worst in Me or Dirty Rotten Biscuit or Snacky Poo like ever, not by my own will. Average album. It's better than results may vary, but that's it. Would I recommend this album? I mean, if you're a fan of Limp Bizkit, you are going to listen to it. If you're new to the band, I guess you can check it out, but your experience will be divided because each song represents a different vibe of music. Like, Out of Style sounds like that old school Limp Bizkit second or third album Dirty Rotten Biscuit even starts with the hot dog riff, like it's very similar. That Vibes has these trap vibes added in, so it's like a new school music type. Turn It Up Bitch sounds like a old school rap song. Don't Change is like an acoustic cover that reminds me of that awful Green album. You Bring Out the Roast in Me sounds like a joke. Love the Hate is funny rap track. Barnacle is basically Nirvana. Empty Hall is a good acoustic song, has great vocals. Phil Popper sounds like a more modern take on Biscuit music. Snacky Poo is an awful rap song. I don't know how anyone can enjoy it. And Goodbye is basically Justin Timberlake. I guess anyone can find something here that they are going to love, but also something that they are going to hate. So now that the review is over, I can tell you something about myself and Limp Bizkit. I've been listening to Limp Bizkit since the beginning of this century. I first heard the band when my sister bought the Chocolate Starfish album on the release date, so it was like the end of the year 2000. So yeah, it's been almost 22 years since I've been listening to this band. Did this album disappoint me? Well, it did not, because I had no expectations. It's better to never have expectations when your favorite band is releasing something, because they are humans, they have free will, and they can change themselves however they like and their music. I think we might be hearing from Limp Bizkit sooner than later. I'm still waiting for part 2 of The Unquestionable Truth. I would love to hear a second part of that album, because it's one of my favorite ones. That's it, that was my first review. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Write down in the comments your opinion about this album, because I have seen that most of the people really love it or really hate it. I will see you in my next review. Have a great day or night. Goodbye.